What's up, guys? It's me, JellyKnees, and we're going to talk about some in-depth stats for the jungle camps today, and we're going to do levels another day. We're going to do Malaya stats another day. I've got lots and lots of information that I've been working on for you guys. So, let's get into that, but first, I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of June, and now that this is June 1st, we've got about 30 days to do that in. We're sitting at 780 right now. So thank you guys so much for the help you've put in so far. But send this video to your friends. Get subscribed if you're not. Only about 50% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed. So if you guys could get subscribed and help me get to that goal, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But let's get into the formulas. So for the formulas, we kind of have this interesting thing here of calculating the armor and the physical power for most of these camps. Now, they may have magical power as well, but for the moment, I don't know what that is because they were only dealing physical damage to Malaya in the footage that I have. So the big thing here is the armor. So calculating the armor is one of those things that's going to be not as straightforward as people might think. You need a damage multiplier, and it's equal to 100 divided by 100 plus the target's armor. So in order to find the armor, you have to have the damage multiplier, and then you just solve the formula for the armor, and then you have your armor figure. Now, for most of these, I was rounding the armor up to the nearest whole number. They didn't exactly fit. So it's one of those kind of deals that it's figuring out what that whole number actually is. So all of my stuff is approximate, but it's pretty much dead on as well. A lot of the time, most of the answers came out to like 75.00003. So it's definitely in the right ballpark for the formulas themselves and the armor itself. The other thing is, so because we need that damage multiplier, we're going to need to figure out what that is. The way you calculate that is dividing the damage dealt by the theoretical damage that you're doing. So with Malaya's basic attacks, you're dividing her physical power by the amount of damage she actually dealt, which pops up in orange numbers every time she strikes a minion in the jungle. So that helps you get the damage multiplier, and then you plug that in to the armor formula and then solve for the armor, and that's how you get these stats. So overall, it's not terribly difficult, but it just takes a little bit of time to go through and find all of those calculations and get all of that done. So you guys will see on screen, I'll just have generic footage of her killing each of these camps as I talk about them. But you'll see the breakdown of each of the armors and physical power and health and gold and the whole 9 yards. So for the lizard camps, these are your small camps. You can have up to 4 of them in the camp itself. These guys are going to have 41 physical power, 15 armor, 600 health, and they're going to give 50 gold and 35 experience each when you kill them. So maximum is you can get 200 gold and 140 XP from this camp if they had the full 4 minions in it. Some of them will only have 2, some will have 3, and some will have 4, according to what they told us for in the jungle live stream. The next camp is the Skifter camp. This is actually the exact same stats as the lizards. Now, all of these stats are subject to change. So I may be doing an update video to this in 3 days because they may update this and give us new footage in that amount of time. So it's all subject to change. But for right now, the Skifter camp, the little crab guys, and the lizards have the exact same stats, being 41 physical power, 15 armor, 600 health, 50 gold, and 35 XP. And the Skifter camps, from what we could see in the footage that they sent to us, there were 3 Skifters in each camp. You can do 150 gold, or you can do, I believe it's 105 XP, just off the top of my head. Next, let's look into the Chonker camp. Now, this camp is going to be a higher reward, but it's going to be a tankier minion that you have to kill. And the stats kind of follow along with that. So the Chonkers have 78 physical power, 20 armor, 2100 health, 175 gold, and 150 XP. This camp only has 1 Chonker in it, so you will only ever get the 175 and 150. But 2100 health, 20 armor, and almost 80 physical power is nothing to slouch at. It's not a camp you're going to be taking early on in the game because it'll be able to hit you a couple times when you're low health. If you're starting with 500, it'll take you significantly longer to kill that camp than it will some of the others like the lizards or the skifters, for instance. The next camp is the Troll Camp. This is that weird rotation buff or whatever it's going to be that Skifter mentioned in the jungle live stream. We don't know what the reward aside from golden XP will be for this camp, but here are the stats. So we have 67 physical power, 25 armor, 1,000 health, 80 gold, and 69 XP. So overall, not a super damaging camp, but not super tanky either. It looks like it's going to be used for whatever its rotational purpose is, and that it'll be really interesting to find out what that purpose is for these camps. Now, the buffs themselves are interesting, and I don't know that I agree with how some of these are laid out, but this is what they are. So for the red buff, it has 118 physical power. This is actually the most physical power of any of the normal camps, buffs and below. This is the most physical power. It has 0 armor, so it's going to be taking full damage from basic attacks, but it's going to hit you really hard. And in the footage, if you guys look at it, you can actually see that it has like a 3-hit combo that it can just wallop you if you aren't doing it well and aren't dodging the attacks well. It can just absolutely demolish you. So this might not be a camp you want to take on super early, but we'll have to see if people can get good at dodging those attacks. It may be something you can definitely explore fairly early on. So 118 physical power, 0 armor, 1600 health, 125 gold, and 120 XP. For all of the buffs, that 1600 health is the same, and the reward is the same. So 125 gold and 120 XP is the same for all of the buffs, just the physical power and the armor changes between them. For the purple buff, you've got 20 physical power, 0 armor, 1600 health, 125 gold, 120 XP. So significantly lower physical power. Knowing that they want this to be kind of the support buff, it makes sense that it doesn't deal too much damage and that it doesn't have too much armor. So the support might be able to walk over, kill the camp quickly, get the buff, and come back. They may not need their carry to help them in the majority of cases. Next is the green buff. Now this is the one that kind of confuses me, and I wish it was a little tankier, to be honest. It's got 61 physical power, 15 armor, 1600 health, 125 gold, 120 XP. To me, it should have more armor. Because this is like the tank buff, this is the one that gives you the shield. It should be slightly harder to kill, because it is a tanky minion, right? It's giving you its properties, at least just kind of make it intuitive a little bit more. And then there's the blue buff, which is kind of really strange to me, in that you have 61 physical power, 30 armor, 1600 health, 125 gold, and 120 XP. So it's weird to me that the mana minion, or the mana buff, has the highest armor of all the buffs. I feel like that should be switched with the green buff, maybe. Yeah, that seems kind of odd to me that it has the highest armor of them all and tied for second most physical power. So I don't know how I feel about that, but they are the stats nevertheless. Now, the next 3 things are the Wyverns, the Wyvern, and Atropos. Now, none of these stats are solidified, and when I go through them, it'll tell you why. Because they're really weak right now in terms of a health pool. For the Fire Wyvern and the Ice Wyvern, in the footage I was sent, Skifter managed to actually dodge every hit from both of them, so I was unable to calculate their physical power. I have no idea how much damage they do, and so because of that, I can't tell you what their physical power is in that footage. I can tell you their armor, however. Their armor is 85 armor for both the Fire Wyvern and the Ice Wyvern. But here's the stat that's really off, and this is what tells you it is definitely going to get changed. They have 1,000 health each right now. When you consider that the Lizard and Skifter camps have 600 and everything else has at least 1,000 or more, the Wyverns and the Wyverns, there's no way that they're going to have 1,000 health at release. And keep in mind, all of this is level 1 camps as well. So there's the potential for this to scale up as the game goes on once we're able to play in the pre-alpha. But I don't see that being the case for the Fire Wyvern and the Ice Wyvern. That 1,000 health is just too little, even for a first one. Even if you want them to scale kind of like the Atropos phases, 1,000 health is too little. I can get my entire team to go deal 1,000 damage early on, and unless those things really pack a punch, there's nothing to stop us from doing that. And seeing that they were able to dodge the attacks sufficiently means it's going to be fairly easy for my entire team to dodge the attacks, and we can just easily pick those up as soon as possible. Now, Tropos did do damage, so I am able to calculate Atropos' damage, and holy crap, Atropos hits like a truck. Atropos has 300 physical power, 75 armor, and again, 1,000 health. And I don't know what the golden XP rewards are for the Wyverns, Wyverns, or Atropos, because they were not active in the footage that I was sent. But breaking all of that down, I mean, 300 physical power is nothing to laugh at, right? Atropos, one punch, dealing up to 300 damage on just a melee punch. That doesn't even include Atropos' special abilities. 300 damage on a carry is nothing to laugh about. So absolutely possible that Atropos could have more damage, but with his special abilities, probably is going to deal plenty by themselves and absolutely demolish the game. But guys, I am curious what your thoughts are on all of these camps and the stat breakdowns and all of that. If any of you want to check my math and call me out that I'm wrong, please do, because I did this late at night most nights, but I'm pretty sure most of them are spot on. Went through and kind of double checked a couple times. I will also leave links in the description for the breakdowns that you guys saw on screen. So you're going to, of all of the different stats and all of those things, I'm going to leave links in the description for all of that. But that's all I had for you guys today. If you guys would do me the biggest of favors, click right over here. You'll be able to see all of my Ethereal content. On the other side, a video recommended just for you. And right above me, as always, click the icon, get subscribed, turn on the notifications, and send this video to a friend. And I'll see you guys in the next one.